The Almighty has brought us out of the spiritual darkness of these end times into the light, making us recipients of the light of the Quran and the blessings of His most beloved. Peace and blessings be upon him. This is the greatest blessing the Almighty has bestowed and will bestow upon us. It is like a bundle of happiness that turns the two worlds into paradise, a fountain of light. May the Almighty grant us the ability to drink deeply from this fountain of light, to be fulfilled, satisfied, and nourished in our hearts and souls. Unfortunately, the biggest problem of humanity in the world right now is dissatisfaction. The biggest problem, the biggest reason underlying all crises and troubles is dissatisfaction. The greatest mistake humanity has made in trying to satisfy the soul with material things is distancing itself from meanings that speak to the soul, nourish it, and bring it joy. This leads to troubles that arise from the hunger and idleness of the heart and soul, creating a state of despair. In other words, the biggest reason behind the current epidemic of entertainment culture and its numbing effects is spiritual distress, the dissatisfaction of the heart and soul. It's nothing else. Entertainment culture's numbing effects arise from spiritual distress. Humanity mistakenly believes pleasures satisfy the soul. We upgrade cars, homes, and beds, but this path is a dead end. Nothing else. Humanity is in a great delusion, and one of our biggest misconceptions is thinking that we can satisfy the soul with the pleasures, comforts, and fantasies of civilization that we present to the body. As we feel bored, we keep raising the standards of the body, changing the model of the car we drive, increasing the comfort of the house we live in, enhancing the comfort of the bed we sleep in, and trying to satisfy the soul with all these material pleasures. But this path leads to a dead end. In other words, through this method, it is impossible for humanity to be happy, satisfied, or find peace. The current state of humanity, the unhappiness of people all around the world, is the greatest evidence and witness to this. And one of our biggest delusions is mixing the two worlds together. Now, the topic of today's lesson is this. We call it a perceptual illusion. For example, let's say a man sees a mirage in the desert. What is a mirage actually? It is something that does not exist. Due to a mistake in perception, if he sees water in the distance and is suffering from thirst, he runs, and becomes hopeless and disappointed. Or due to the perceptual illusion, he thinks there is a sea somewhere, jumps in, and suddenly finds himself falling off a cliff. Due to perceptual illusions, people pay a heavy price for these delusions, but the greatest perceptual illusion and the heaviest cost is the terrifying delusion that humanity has fallen into regarding the world. Now, he will talk about this. Almost 90% of all humanity has fallen into this delusion, but they are not aware of it. He will talk about two delusions here. One delusion is mixing the two worlds together. The second delusion is mistaking the transient world for the eternal and everlasting. These two delusions, may God protect us, lead us to lose the infinite and plunge us into terrible disasters that result in irreversible losses. The second delusion is mistaking the transient world for the eternal and everlasting. These two delusions, may God protect us, lead us to lose the infinite and plunge us into terrible disasters that result in irreversible losses.